All right, we're good. Say hi, Jordan.
Hello.
We're in Jordan's house. Apartment. Do you call this your house or do you call this your apartment when you're like, let's go back to my place?
I say apartment. Yeah.
Really?
Because I don't want people to think I'm high class and have a house. I never say house, no.
I've always said my house, even when I was living in apartments.
Do you want to go home, I'll say. Do you want to go home?
Really?
Yeah.
But you don't say that to like, let me take my keys off before I get yelled at later.
Oh,
for
God,
having my
yeah.
keys on. No, you do not like talk to people and you're like, hey, do you want to go back to my home?
No, well, first off, there's only one person I'm saying that to, and
That's not true. You don't ever invite your friends over here to hang out.
not really. But yeah, I would say I don't say house. I never say house.
I've
It's
always
apartment.
just said my house or back to the house.
Yeah, but you have a house, so it makes sense.
Yeah, but I lived in apartments for a very long time
Oh,
and a warehouse
look,
and a
that's
basement.
That is false advertising. I feel
Jordan, you
I feel like what could
legitimately
happen is that you say that to a girl, let's say, and then they get there and they're like, this is an apartment, not a house. You know what I mean? You don't think so?
I mean, I don't think that you're right, but I also know that I know you well enough to know that you would get annoyed at someone who said, "Hey, you want to come back to my house?" and it was an apartment.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
Absolutely
You would
not.
100% bring it up to someone later.
Why would I do? No.
Because you're persnickety like that.
How can I be persnickety? I've never owned a home.
Yeah.
House like that.
Yeah, that's what makes it infuriating. It's because you're so judgmental for a poor person who owns nothing. A man who
That
has
is
nothing.
true. I am pretty judgmental for a
I did think
poor
of something
person.
while I was just peeing in your bathroom.
Oh, yeah?
If you ever write a book, like an autobiography, it should be called Jordan D. Unreliable Witness. Unreliable character witness.
No joke. I do want to write a book at some point. I don't know. It's not going to be anytime soon, but it is on my bucket list.
I like how you had to put it. It's not going to be anytime soon. Like people listening to this are going to go to Amazon and look for the autobiography of Jordan
Well,
D.
it wouldn't be an autobiography. I legit do have if not a book, then just like a
Short stories.
No, because it wouldn't be. It would.
A
You're gonna think
novella?
this is so lame. But like,
A fantasy
I thought about.
series?
I thought about doing actual research and writing a book on like the boring years. And what I mean is like the time from after Andrew Jackson to James Buchanan before Lincoln. So it's like because those are the boring years of America, but they're actually really, there's a lot of exciting shit that happens there. So I thought that would be cool. I'm serious. I think about that a lot. I know it sounds stupid, but that's like, okay, do you have any goals in life?
Yeah. To review this book that you're going to write.
So, okay, here's the thing. I recently just added like this goal to my goal list because I only had
But did we ever talk about our New Year's resolutions?
no, but yeah, I think so.
Where mine is
Maybe.
to go to every state park
Oh,
in Maryland, not in the country.
I was gonna say it's like
No, like this year I want to go to every state park.
oh,
in
okay.
Maryland.
There's a lot of good ones. But like as a kid, I had two goals that I like really wanted. You know what I mean? And
Be 6'7".
no, that's impossible. But I wanted to go to the rainforest.
Just any rainforest.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, I did that. And then I wanted to go to like the Sistine Chapel in Vatican City. And those were my two main goals for so long. I added one more, and that was to eventually have sex. And I've done 2 out of the 3. So
Wait, when did you go to the Vatican?
yeah, I've been to the Vatican.
I love how you just tried to write that joke on the fly because you thought it was so fucking clever. You're so happy with yourself. Oh my god.
No, but
what rainforest did you go to?
Oh, I've been to like Costa Rica, and a bunch of different, like I've been to Jamaica, and there's like a bunch of different like on a cruise too. I've been to like a bunch of various places that have rainforests. I've been to the rainforest, you know.
I've been to the rainforest.
I've checked that off a few times, you know. But yeah, those were like my goals growing up, and so I needed a new one, is what I'm trying to say. And my new goal is to write a book.
So you want to write?
I'm not saying it's going to be good or anything. I just want to do it. You know, it's a.
So you want to write a nonfiction?
Yes, it would definitely be a
book
nonfiction.
covering a period of history in the United States.
Yes, because everyone. Here's the thing: when you go pick up a book about American history, it's either about the Revolution, right, or it's about the Civil War, or it's about Reconstruction, you know, or the Industrial Revolution. When do you ever get a book about those? Do you know anything about what happens from Martin Van Buren to James Buchanan?
No.
Exactly.
Because I don't want to.
It's really exciting, you know? Those are the times.
If you're excited about it, then you should do it.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm blue.
Do you know enough about it to even write like a 20-page thing?
I could do that.
That is full of actual real world facts
Yes.
and not Jordan facts.
Yes.
Like we had an hour ago.
Yes, but obviously I would have to do a lot of research and like figure out more, because it's not just
Are
about
you good
what
at research? Because you say a lot of just wrong things.
No.
Yes.
No, I get confused.
No. Jordan facts are a very real thing.
No.
Yes, they are. You say stuff, and then someone says, "Wait, really?" And then you say, "I think so." And then
when has this ever happened?
45 minutes ago. So, a little behind the curtain, Jordan's girlfriend made us wonderful wonton soup. It was so good. And we were watching one of the Maddie Matheson shows.
Keep It Canada.
Yeah, that. And Jordan starts talking about the Maddie Matheson restaurant in Baltimore. And I was like, wait, really? Like, what are you talking about? Because you would think if a celebrity chef had a fucking restaurant in our very small city, that it would be like whatever the title of the restaurant would be, no one would know it because it would just be the Maddie Matheson place.
Well,
and then you're like, oh, it's that place, Parts and Labor. And immediately it's like, that's not real. That's definitely not what it was, because I know people that worked there and like there's no way that was like Maddie Matheson's celebrity chef place. You know what I mean? Like for instance, like Gordon Ramsay has a restaurant in the casino. I don't know what it's called because everyone just calls it the Gordon Ramsay place. You know what I mean? Or like Gordon Ramsay's restaurant, or like Guy Fieri's is the same thing. And so then Jordan, no, stop. I'm doing this. You know, so then I was like, wait, that wasn't him. And Jordan's like, yes, it is. And I was like, I don't think it was him, man. And Jordan's like, well, he has another restaurant called Parts and Labor. So I just assumed that it was the same thing. And I was like, Jordan, just look on your phone because I'm pretty sure it's not. And he was like, no, I really think it is because there's already another one called it that Maddie Matheson runs. And it took 2 minutes for you to realize that it was just a completely different thing. And then Jordan's like, and then Jordan's girlfriend was like, he's been talking about Maddie Matheson's restaurant in Baltimore for years.
It's literally been like 7 years.
And that's a Jordan fact.
And I remember being like, damn, that closed? Yeah. It's like, why did that close? That was Maddie Matheson's restaurant.
Yeah, Maddie Matheson's restaurant would not close in our stupid hip city.
It's one of those things where it's like, it's also wishful thinking. It's like, I want that to be Maddie Matheson's restaurant. So I didn't want to look it up. And I created this alternative facts life.
You created an alternate reality where Maddie Matheson had a short-lived hyper hip restaurant in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And then it just quietly went away, and no one ever was like, hey, that's Maddie Matheson.
No, but with this, but with the book thing, I would be writing it down. I would actually put effort into it.
You'd be writing down your book.
No, again, this is just a goal for the future. Before I die.
I don't know why you're getting so defensive about this boring book that you want to write.
I'm not getting.
I think it'd be really cool if you wrote a really boring book.
Look, I figured the boring years and an exclamation point, because it's, boring but like excited. You know what I mean? I think it would be a fun idea. Right?
I think that would. I want to sit with you during the pitch meeting.
Plus, I don't even need to write anymore.
Editors.
We have AI and ChatGPT. All I do is just like write like prompts in there.
You love this idea that AI is going to make your creative endeavor so much easier when, from what I've seen, it's made them so much worse.
What are you talking about?
When you were pitching us all the AI pictures for
Dude,
the
that
show.
was literally me being addicted to just like that shit is so addicting. Bringing up the images thing. Dude. So yeah, we were trying to come up with images for the show, and I was just like putting in like you know, like bearded hipster guy and like nerd with glasses, like staring at a table and all this stuff, and like just seeing all kinds of images.
It
come
was
up.
wild how semi-accurate they would be to me, but then would not be accurate to Jordan because he never put short. So it was like two men who are like 6 feet tall. It's like Jordan.
Well, I didn't want to overheat it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you didn't want to put too many parameters in there. You didn't want to confuse the. You know, there's one thing that AI can't do, and it's make people of different heights. So
Right.
instead of insulting me by making me short, it's got to make you a little tall.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Fucking okay, so I do want to talk about Dune
Oh yeah.
for a
dude.
little bit.
Yeah, let's talk about Dune.
Now, had you read Dune?
So I've tried to read the book with the actual book a few times. Didn't get very far, but I've listened to the book on tape all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
Like going to work and stuff. Yeah.
That is how I recommend digesting
Mhm.
the Dune series. 100% is.
You would do it
It's
when you're
audio.
falling asleep though, so you probably have to like always go back.
So I did it when I was falling asleep one time, and then I had to just keep on going back. And then Sarah did it like the whole way through. So I would catch like different parts of it
Yeah.
again through that. But I had seen the movie when I was a kid. Like I knew the story,
Yeah.
but then I did go through and I did all of the
So I
all
will
the Frank Herbert ones,
Yeah.
audiobook style.
I would say Dennis Vanilla, like his visuals are just no one.
Who?
Dennis Villeneuve.
That's not what you just said.
Whatever, dude. Who cares? It's a V and L's are in it.
Yo,
I've changed literally every time I've said his name. I've changed it.
Danny Vanilla.
Dennis, first off, Dennis Vanilla. Sometimes I'll say Vanilla, Venevu. I don't give a shit. It's a V, and like my brain literally puts L's, E's, N's, and U's in there.
So Jordan just
And whatever
realized he's
comes out.
dyslexic. But no, continue.
Anyway, Dennis, is that right though?
Dennis Villeneuve.
Villeneuve? Okay. Yeah, his visuals are amazing. They're incredible. And we've had an experience with him together with Arrival. You know, we really liked Arrival probably because we were really high when we saw that one.
Oh my god, have we already told that story?
Yeah, we've told that story, but let's stick to Dune.
That's still. I rewatched that movie. It still holds up.
Yeah, it's great. And so his visuals are amazing. I don't think anybody else could pull that movie off the way he did. What did you think of the movie? The second part of it.
The second part of it,
Yeah,
I loved it.
I thought it was
I
great.
really did. I saw it in the fake IMAX
Yeah,
because it was like astronomically cheaper.
yeah.
Like I like IMAX, and I have spoiled myself with anytime I go.
Oh, we should say we'll probably mention spoiler shit. You know.
Fuck you if you don't want spoilers for a book that was written in the.
Yeah, but
60s,
there's
70s?
different. Hold on, there's differences in the movie, so it's like I'm just saying for people that want to watch the movie.
Yeah, I still say fuck you. You should know
Okay.
this story.
Damn.
Or any of the changes that are like they're so minute. If you don't know the story, then it's not going to bother you.
Yeah.
And also, if you gave a shit about Dune, by the time this comes out, you would have seen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure. I get that.
No, So if we're talking about just like the actual film
Yeah.
itself, I loved it. I loved like the movie experience of it was great.
Yes.
The sound is awesome. I love like the set design and like the all that stuff was great.
Yeah. The action scenes were incredible. There's a lot of new things in there that made you go, oh my god, holy fucking shit. You know, like just like little things, like you know, like when the bomb when the bombs would come out of the sand and like attach themselves to the thing.
Yeah, the magnetic.
Yeah, like there's so many like things when you see them, you're just like, I wouldn't have imagined it that way. And he just does such a good job.
It's very cool. I like the anti-gravity stuff that he does with people's
Oh God,
like,
yeah,
with people's suits, and like when the Sardaukar come.
the
and
opening
then,
scene was like
yeah,
incredible.
when Gurney's floating around, like it's great. Gurney playing the fucking guitar.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't want to like. This isn't going to be like a thorough breakdown of the movie.
No,
or whatever,
no,
but
we're not doing that.
it's really great. I had some issues with it. One, I'm fucking tired of Anya Taylor-Joy. I am fucking tired of her being in every goddamn movie.
Yeah, because in this she's Aaliyah.
Yeah,
Aaliyah.
She's Princess Aaliyah, who hasn't been born yet, but is like in his prescience vision, he like sees her in the future or whatever. I don't. It's not that I don't like her. It's just that
I like her a lot. I think she's great for that. But anyway,
I was telling this to my friend who I saw the movie with because I had the same complaints. Surprise, I complained. She is an actor that I cannot divorce from the real world. No matter what I see her in, I always see her as an actor playing the role, as opposed to being like, oh, you're like that. There's a character. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because she's in so much stuff, and she has such a distinct look, and she has such like a distinct acting style based upon like her like very like rigid, like stoic, like motions, and like how she speaks, and like like that whole thing where she's supposed to be not robotic, but you know what I'm saying? Like she's always kind of just like the art house like thing. Like I can't separate her from all of her other roles and like doing, you know what I'm saying?
right. Yeah, she's always been what's her character in Split, basically.
Yes,
you know?
or
So,
like literally every movie, it's just like, oh, you're just that. You're just like the girl. You're like the fucking, you know, like the deep girl or whatever.
So she hasn't had a chance to really show herself as this character, but I think if she does have more dynamic, you know, this would be the character to show that when they come out with Messiah. You know what I mean?
That's going to be a whole other gripe that I'll get to in fucking 7 years when they make Messiah, because they still have to finish fucking Dune.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So unless they switch the end of Dune with Messiah, the beginning of Messiah.
So I think what they're going to do is kind of go into Messiah and not end. They're not going to have like a strict ending. You know what I mean? I don't think they're going to have like this is the end of that book. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it, because I'm assuming they are going to have another movie.
Yeah.
But it's like, because they're still... But that's the other thing too, is it's like they could stretch out the rest of Dune into an entire movie where it's just the political stuff, the beginning of the new jihad. Like if they stretch into things that happen between Dune and Messiah, then you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Then like we could do that, because we still have to have the death of Leto. One, you know, Chani being okay with being the concubine, him getting married to the prince. Like there's so much stuff that happens. You could make.
I have a feeling he's going to change a lot of that stuff, though.
I don't know how you can change that and then still have it be Dune. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but if he might want to end, he might not want to even go into Messiah. You know what I mean? Then like
that's a possibility. That would be very
and
interesting.
Just change the end. Because here's some. Let's go through like some of the changes, like for example, how they deal with the religion in this one. Like in the book, it's like everyone is kind of like already a believer of Paul, you know, and there's not really any dissenters like there are in this one, you know.
Not really. That's not really true. I mean, like not everybody's like a fanatical like follower of Muad'Dib in the book, like from the jump, like.
But they all believe in the religion itself, whereas in this one, you have straight up like what you would call like atheists, you know what I mean, or like in it, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
that's also that's why I also think that there needs to be like the third movie, because Dune 1 does still end with like everyone being convinced that like he is Lisan al-Gaib, he is Muad'Dib, you know what I mean? Like he is the Quetzalcoatl Haderach. Like they get there eventually, but like in the book, like there still are people who are like, I don't know. Like kind of like up until like the end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's not like everyone on Arrakis were like, no,
Yeah.
we believe in this weird
Yeah.
religion.
And there's also like little things, just like the time differences, which is fine because
Paul's sister isn't born yet, even though she's supposed to already be around.
yeah, she's supposed to be like a little thing that
Creepy
walks around.
fucking baby.
Yeah, and I'm glad they didn't go that route because that would.
I don't know how they're going to do it. You know what I mean? Because I
Yeah.
keep on thinking about like the Twilight baby, where it's like, oh, that's scary looking.
Well, also Chani and Paul in the book, they have like a kid for like 2 seconds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Leto won, and then he dies.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's kind of already supposed to have been born in this timeline that they're in right now.
But not yet. But that's the whole thing. Is it's like it all is. Paul's sister is already supposed to be here. Paul's sister is supposed to be around before he usurps the emperor's power, right?
Yeah.
That is supposed to happen already. And then after he usurps the emperor's power is when he marries the princess, and then him and Chani have Leto 1, the first Leto, and then it dies.
Yeah.
Because then Messiah is all about the princess
Which I've
making...
never read, I'll say that. I'll never read.
Okay, so whatever. I don't have to spoil it for you.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is like we're not done. There are things that he can still do in movie 3 that could wrap up everything that happens in book 1. Right.
Yeah.
So as someone who, and I'm not like a big orthodox like Dune guy. Like I know a lot of people who are like, if it's not to the letter, fuck this. As long as we end the Dune saga, right? Like Dune 1 saga.
Yeah.
With his sister being born and being a creepy little baby.
She's not going to be a creep. Anyway, go ahead.
She's like born as a 2-year-old.
No, I know, but
that's what I'm saying is like, as long as we have creepy little, because that's what it's supposed to be, is creepy little baby that has the prescient memories of everybody. So it's like born with like adult vocabulary and freaks everybody out. And then we have Chani giving birth to Leto 1, who then dies.
Yeah.
Because that's like those are big plot points.
I don't think you're going to get the creepy baby. I think they supplanted that with because of the timeline difference, because they wanted to end that first movie and come in pretty much exactly where they left off. And the reason they didn't have it being born, because in the book, it's like what, 2 years while they're wandering around in the, so
I forget if
they're not going to
Dune takes place over 2 or 4 years.
Yeah, but there's like But my point is like there was no time for her to be born if they want to continue the movie from where they left off in that first movie. You know what I mean? So there's no, and I what I'm saying is I think they switched out her being a creepy little baby
for her being a creepy little fetus.
Yeah.
And so and this is something that I guess is like really getting into the weeds, and also like you haven't read any of the other books.
No.
But you understand a vague idea of what happens in the other books?
No.
Okay. Well, the creepy little babies are a huge part of the Dune universe.
Nice.
It is a genetic thing that keeps on happening with later Atreides.
I will say the one thing I do know about later books is someone turns
Jordan
into
fact.
a worm, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Leto 2.
Don't tell me, damn.
What the again, I can't spoil like a 70-year-old story.
Okay.
But like when that makes sense that you're bucking back at me about the creepy baby. Because creepy babies are a huge part of Dune.
Okay.
Because literally fucking Children of Dune is all about Leto 2 and what's her name? She has a really cool name. Leto 2's sister. Chani has twins.
Okay.
And then Chani dies in childbirth. But Paul lets it happen because that's the best way that she could die, because he can see all the different futures.
Yeah.
And so he's like, this is the best way that you can possibly go.
Yeah.
And so then they have the 2 twins in Children of Dune. And that whole book is about these little kids who are like, in the book, they're supposed to be 8 years old. In Children of Dune, they're 8 years old. But then like the end of Messiah and all that bullshit, right? These kids are born when all these Atreides kids that happen after Paul, right?
Yeah.
Technically with his sister as well, but she's a little different because she doesn't have the same seeing in the future that Paul's actual children will. The whole thing is that they're born with the memories of their entire lineage that they can tap into.
Okay.
So they can go back like thousands of generations or whatever,
Right.
and tap into the memories of everyone who came before them.
And Paul gets a little bit of this because he can see him, at least his.
Yeah. So
thing.
Paul doesn't have it the way that the other ones do, because then we're getting into like Abomination, which I'm not doing, but you have to read these or watch it. But the whole thing is that these kids come out and they're like 8 years old, but they remember countless lifetimes of their ancestors. So functionally, mentally, they are like million-year-old adults.
Yeah.
Like fully formed mentally, like weird, like wizard, witch, like too smart for their own good, like adults.
Yeah.
In 8-year-old bodies, right? And so then Paul's sister, Aaliyah,
Anna Taylor Almondjoy,
that's actually not bad, is effectively not as intense as Leto 2 and what's her name? Gianni, is that her name? But is similarly like she has like that gift, right? So she's born and then immediately like is just like speaking in full sentences and like saying weird shit, and people are like, dude, you're fucking 2 years old and you're like commenting on my combat style and giving me advice to how to fly my Ornithomper better. Like, you are fucking weird, dude. You know, just like having a 2-year-old being like, you get better gas mileage if you changed your oil every 3,000 miles. And you're like, what the fuck, man? You know?
Yeah.
That's how, like a big part of it, right? So then when Children of Dune happens, there's 2 of them now, but they're like, I have seen 1,000,000 lifetimes and I know that I will be the emperor one day and I'll reign for 4,000 years. And everyone's like, what the fuck did that little kid just say? Because you're fucking creeping me out, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick you.
It's, you know what the vibe is? The vibe very much is like a sci-fi, like a sci-fi, like Star Wars ass version, right? Of like a haunted doll is how I always pictured those kids.
That sounds...
where it's just like teetering around on like its baby legs with its baby body.
Like that first YouTube video from like back in the day, you know?
I don't know what that means.
The little dancing baby.
The first YouTube video that I can think of when you talk about that, we're doing the G.I. Joe videos. Or Ray Dog's Why Must I Cry?
E-Bomb's World or whatever.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Anyway, so back to Dune. Let's get back to the movie. All right,
Okay.
you're going into like some lore. You're spoiling shit for me.
Well, first of all, shut up. Second of all, no, I'm trying to explain to you. In all honesty, I'm trying to explain to you why the freaky kids is a thing.
I understand. So and
I'm curious. And what I wanted to get to, and I apologize, is if we're going to take away freaky kids and we're going to have freaky fetuses now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I hope that the plan is for Denis Villeneuve to keep on going until he dies, doing the Dune books, right? Doing all of them, all the Frank Herbert books. And then he's going to replace creepy toddlers with creepy babies that stay. Like, I hope that there will be a consistency moving forward and not just like, okay, well, we didn't want to put Paul's sister out yet, so we're going to have her be like a creepy fetus. But then when the twins come, they're immediately just going to be these weird little demon babies.
So here's the thing. I hear that the later books get real weird, and I have a feeling that the plan was always just to do the first book. And I think there's I think for the general public, I don't think there's a mass want to see all of these movies come out. I think
you are 1,000,000% incorrect.
I don't know.
You have now tapped into, and I say this as because you are not like a Dune, a person or like Dune adjacent, right? When it comes to this fandom,
I'm not like a.
This is a fandom that has been waiting for so long for there to be high quality movies, because the David Lynch one was whatever, the Jodorowsky one would have been fucking crazy, but like this is a fandom that is like very intense, very deep, and like very dedicated.
I know, but my point, I understand that the fandom is there. My point is there enough of that to make because these movies are very expensive to make, these ones.
Yeah, they're making all the fucking money back.
Yeah, so far. Now, I'm just saying, are the people that are diehard fans, are they going to be able to make enough money for them to keep going?
Fuck yeah, because here's the thing. I think with this, I hear what you're saying, right?
Yeah, like it's not as big as of a fandom as Star Wars. You know what I mean? It's just not. And
it's not as commercialized, so sure.
But so I don't know if they're going to be able to give enough money.
More people have read fucking Dune than they've read the Star Wars books, but it's different. I understand that, but
yeah,
Dune fandom to me feels like Lord of the Rings fandom, where like there are people whose like entire thing is it's like I love Lord of the Rings, and there are people who are like I love Dune. Like I have a friend whose ex-wife had an entire bookshelf that was just various copies of all the Dune books, because there's like 26 books. Like, so it's like,
oh, she went into the fucking Sons bullshit.
People do. So like, you know, so she has all that. And there's like companion pieces and biographies on Frank Herbert and Brian Hurt. Like there's a lot of stuff out there that people get really into. So like the fandom is there. Now I would imagine, I think they're just going to keep on going.
Okay.
I think they're going to keep on going because there's money in it.
Yeah.
And people will go because the visuals are there. He's so good at it. Now, if he dies or something crazy, I don't think anyone else could take over, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know who would, but then again, like maybe there's someone who can because the technology is there. I'm just saying, like, once we get done with Dune, because Dune is very exciting, Messiah, I think you could probably do Messiah in one long movie, because it's a lot more plot.
Mm-hmm.
Children of Dune is kind of maybe one or two movies, because it's just like a lot of plot happening, and there is like crazy shit that happens, but the world has already been built in these first three.
Dune is the build.
Dune is building the world, right?
And they do a great job.
Oh, it's wonderful.
It's
but I'm just even like what you said. I know there's a guy that turns into a worm. Everyone is going to want to see fucking children. Everyone's going to want to see Children of Dune.
Be careful what you say there.
No, everyone's going to want to see Children of Dune, because that one ends with him starting the worm thing.
Okay,
and then by the time you get to God Emperor, he is the worm.
Yeah.
So, and I'm going to spoil it for you because I don't respect you.
Okay.
But Children of Dune ends with Leto 2 being like, okay, my dad was Paul, and he was afraid to like do what needs to be done to set humanity onto the golden path, which is like this direction that we need to go into, but I'm going to do it. And so then he uses all of his powers, and he finds these things called sand trout, which are just like smaller sandworms, right? And he puts
Are those the same ones that are in the movie for the little ones?
No, it's a different thing. And so he takes the sand trout, and he puts the sand trout on his body and makes a silt suit out of these like little worms, right? So he basically gets an exoskeleton of worm stuff.
Okay, but he's not a worm. He's
yet.
Oh,
so
shit.
Children of Dune is he covers himself in basically like leeches that give him like superpowers. Like he can swim through the sand, he can jump like 40 meters, he can lift.
So he's like the furry that tattooed his body as like leopard.
Not even close. And so then so you finish Children of Dune with him basically being like, hey, we don't have to worry about all this political stuff that's happening. I am now accepting, he's also 8 years old at the time. I am now accepting that I am going to be a Super Saiyan. And he goes Super Saiyan because he has this suit on, but no one knows that his like entire body's just covered in these like leeches. He can talk to the worms, like he can do all this shit because he's done this, right? So then God Emperor of Dune takes place 3,500 years later, because he's basically immortal, and his body has changed into a worm that has like a human's face right
Jesus
here.
Christ, yeah. I gotta say, Frank Herbert, the creator of Dune, was a guy. He was like really into doing mushrooms and shit, right? I'm pretty sure
there is no evidence of that.
Oh, really?
It's a rumor. He was really into...
I thought that was like the whole thing.
No, he was really into mycology. He was into like foraging mushrooms for real, because he was like a Northwest dude. But people think people had suggested that he was like really into psychedelics.
Because that's how that would explain the spice being kind of like almost hallucinatory.
No, I briefly read about this. I'm no expert on Frank Herbert, but from what I had skimmed, everyone was asking these questions, and basically the conclusion is like, he never said that he was into it, and people can speculate all this stuff, but he was never a dude who was like tripping fucking rules, man.
Yeah.
But that's the end of the episode, Jordan.